What's up, everybody? Justice here from Bro Bites to once again bring you some sports knowledge. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about the trade between the Buffalo Bills and the Philadelphia Eagles for running back LeSean McCoy and linebacker Kiko Alonso. And the reason we're going to talk about this is we're going to take a look, A, at the trade itself, and B, the way Chip Kelley has handled the roster of the Philadelphia Eagles since taking control of it. First and foremost, I would like to say, I do not think that Kiko Alonso in any way is not a good player. He's an incredible linebacker, proven that he can play outside and inside, and he looks good. He's cheap because he's still on a rookie contract, but the fact of the matter is, he got rid of one of the best running backs in the NFL. LeSean McCoy is still young, and he's been tremendous since being drafted for the Philadelphia Eagles. As a starter, he's produced almost as well as any other player, even breaking Philadelphia records in time under Chip Kelley. And it seems more at this point, Chip Kelley was more focused on bringing in players that he's coached and he likes rather than making an NFL roster. And one of the biggest arguments for that is the fact that Kiko Alonso is a former Oregon linebacker. The problem with that is you don't cripple an offense like Chip Kelley's doing, especially if you're considering bringing in a rookie quarterback like Marcus Mariota, because there's a lot of rumblings that if Mariota makes it out of the top 5, Philadelphia will do whatever it takes to trade up to get him. Of course, Marcus Mariota, the former Oregon quarterback, someone Chip Kelley coached. You don't let Deshaun Jackson walk after one of his best seasons as a pro. And as of right now, Jeremy Maclin is set to be a free agent. He wasn't franchise tagged, and there's no negotiations about his new contract. Saying Chip Kelley is willing to let both of his wide receivers go for second-year wide receiver Jordan Matthews, and then who's going to take over the Z position? None other than Josh Huff, a former Oregon wide receiver. I understand that LeSean McCoy's contract was significantly larger than most people would want, but the thing is, you don't have any other options at running back, and you want a stable running back if you're going to bring in a rookie quarterback, especially if you have almost no options at wide receiver now, with the possibility of Jeremy Maclin walking. The options Philadelphia has at running back right now is Darren Sproles, and I love Darren Sproles. Darren Sproles was a great running back in New Orleans and for San Diego in limited role. But the problems with Darren Sproles is A, he's not a true 3-down running back in the NFL anymore. B, he's more of a pass catcher than anything. And C, he's definitely on the wrong side of 30. So what are you left with at running back for Philadelphia? Well, coincidentally, at running back, they have a young man named Kenyon Barner, who's young and was a good runner in college, but hasn't really transitioned to the pros. I bet you're wondering, what does that have to do with anything? Well, Kenyon Barner played running back at Oregon under Chip Kelley. Coincidence? As of right now, we see that Chip Kelley has essentially stripped his offense, getting rid of potentially both of his best receivers, tried to get rid of his quarterback, because there's a lot of rumblings that Nick Foles is not the answer in Philadelphia, despite the fact that since he took over as the starter, Nick Foles has been phenomenal, throwing for almost 50 more touchdowns than he has interceptions, made a Pro Bowl and thrown for almost 7,000 yards with a quarterback rating of over 94. He has done nothing wrong aside from getting injured. What he's done wrong is he isn't who Chip Kelley wants. So you trade Nick Foles, you lose Deshaun Jackson, you lose Jeremy Maclin, you trade LeSean McCoy. Your offense has nothing to work with anymore except for the players that Chip Kelley wants it to work with. Chip Kelley is a great head coach in college. He has potential in the pros, but the problem is Philadelphia has given him full reign over a roster that he shouldn't have full reign over. Kiko Alonso is only scratching the surface. Like I've said, he's gotten rid of the wide receivers. He's brought in Josh Huff. He's brought in former Oregon safety Patrick Chung, who's no longer on the team, but he brought him in and gave him a starting role immediately when no other teams really wanted him because of the fact that he's a run-stopping safety and is a liability in the NFL's pass-heavy league. He's gotten rid of stalwart Pro Bowl defensive end outside linebacker Trent Cole. He's really flipped this roster and taken in whoever he wants, despite the fact that he needs to bring in what the team needs. Both of his corners are right now set to be free agents, but neither of them appear to have any contract negotiations. That's not where it ends. Chip Kelley has brought in 2 quarterbacks who've played in the pack with him, in Mark Sanchez and Matt Barkley. He drafted Zach Ertz, a tight end he played regularly. There's also rumblings that if he can't get Marcus Mariota, he's going to draft Brett Hundley, another player he faced in the pack. The problem with Chip Kelley is he's not signing or drafting players that best fits his roster it best fits what he likes. And that's not how head coach / GM should operate. And at this point, it's not looking like the Philadelphia Eagles are going to get any better under Chip Kelley until he understands that, yes, it's important to have players you know and you trust, but it's also important to have players that are going to succeed. You can't bring in a rookie quarterback and have him have no options, whether it's he doesn't have a run game or he doesn't have wide receivers. I mean, Jordan Matthews was great in his rookie season. But the problem is you can't expect Jordan Matthews to take over the number one wide receiver role already, especially if he has no one opposite him, because Riley Cooper is clearly not an NFL caliber wide receiver. So, back to the topic at hand, the trade. If it goes well, and LeSean McCoy goes to Buffalo and plays terribly, Kiko Alonso arrives in Philadelphia, plays well, signs a long-term contract, then it'll look like a snafu. But if LeSean McCoy goes to Buffalo and plays tremendously, it could be the nail in the coffin for Chip Kelley as a GM and possibly as a head coach, because their offense, as of right now, does not look like an NFL offense. And let's be honest, if Chip Kelley keeps having the reins of this roster, it's not going to look like an NFL roster. It's going to look like the Oregon Ducks and everyone else that played them in the Pac-12. Thanks for watching. My name's Justice, and if you liked the video, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, share on Facebook, tell your friends, follow us on Twitter @BroBites, go to our official Facebook page, or again, nag us in person. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Justice, and as always, you've been watching BroBites.